welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, Gungans, Joes, Canterbury, Codes, and all those creepy looking plagueis people lurking in the shadows. Welcome to today's video where I hope you guys are ready for the next week, round 2 of 3v3. Yeah, Grand Arena, people. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff that we got to get over. So sit down, get comfy, grab yourself a cup of Java juice, and let me show you some of the insanity that has taken place. And maybe this video will help you perform better offensively or defensively in this next week coming up here. So what we're gonna be doing today is kind of, it's a mixed bag, handbag, grab bag, whatever the heck they call it video. We're gonna first off talk about this Saw Gerrera team. One of the biggest highlights for this past week that came across me both on offense and defense is utilizing the new Saw Gerrera meta lineup here. This guy is banging teams left and right. And then once we get into 5v5, I think this is going to be even more deadliest. I don't know, whatever you want to use, people. Let's get on into business. We'll show some gameplay of this in a moment, but come on over. Let's get you guys ready for what's about to go down here. So first thing that I want to get in here, let's just get into looking at what this team looks like. I'm going to roll some gameplay of the past week of 3v3 Grand Arena. Yeah, we're walking in some 2 crazy Datacron sets. We've discovered a lot of stuff. Vader's looking really good again of Palpatine. And just the other day we talked about an invincibility glitch of tanks with the right Datacron. We're going to show that in some data here in a moment. But the other thing that really came across my radar, Saw Gerrera with the new purple Datacron sets, juicing up critical damage on attackers through the support level Datacron. Yeah, the win rates versus this team are insanely low. Meaning this guy, if you have the Datacron, you have Saw Gerrera, you should be putting this down on defense. It's a fairly accessible team. So let's go show that team first here. And then we'll do some gameplay towards the end. So stick around. I'm going to show you this in a 5v5 format. This is Saw Gerrera on defense. The Datacron that we need to be looking at here, my friends. We've already made several videos on this Datacron here. It's pretty nutty. Hopefully you got the memo on this. This level 6 right here, where attackers are going to get stacking critical damage for every debuff and support ally is going to be inflicting. And there's a lot of debuffs from Saw Gerrera, from Captain Rex, and we end up seeing Kyle Katarn basically nuke out the enemy team. It's like, you know, remember the good old Call of Duty days? Tactical nuke incoming! That's literally what it feels like with Kyle Katarn. But even the battles that look like it's got 50% chance, as you can see, it's usually a multi-shot. And if I just delete show cleanups, watch, we go from 38 battles down to 10. So a grand majority of these battles that do have wins, they're multi-shots. We have Malgus looks to be one of the safer ways of handling this potential. Let's go turn that off real quick. You know, even Dark Germ off. Gideon's kind of having a hard time, and normally no problem there whatsoever. But again, this Datacron's making things complicated. Again, don't be fooled by Commander Luke Skywalker, because look how many multi-shots had to be thrown down on this team. It pretty much seems like if you want safe ways of handling this, Malgus, maybe a Reva, maybe throw a Galactic Legend, will get the job done. But otherwise, people, not a lot of safe ways to really handle this right now. Stick towards the end. We're going to show some gameplay. Next up I want to show is really the power of this tank glitch Datacron. In case you missed the card at the top right-hand corner, watch out for this, whether you're going to use it to your advantage or you're going to walk into it. There's currently a glitch right now where tanks, if with the right level 6 Datacron, are virtually unkillable. Unless you have several ways of trying to ignore protection mechanics that we discussed the other day. I first want to show Darth Bane. Darth Bane's one of the highlights of this past week. I'm noticing that, especially with these 2 crazy Datacron sets, he's a little iffy. Here's right now Darth Bane, for example, versus Leia without the scary tank Datacron. 66%, which is manageable. But I just want to show you the power of this Datacron right here. If we go down, we throw down the tank Datacron from Unexpected Resurgence. Yeah, let me tell you, a lot of the stuff is unexpected here. And you throw this on, watch all of a sudden the win rates pretty much nosedive. So, note to you guys, number 1, if you're throwing this Datacron on Leia, Bane's not getting through it. And number 2, if you see a Leia and you're like, oh, I'm just going to throw Bane, don't do it. Just don't do it. Leia is basically unkillable with that level 6 here. And, you know, not even just Bane. Let's just take that off for a moment and just delete all these Omicrons. Leia with that Datacron in general, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren seems like he can handle, because eventually his damage ramps up so crazy he can overcome the crazy amount of protection health that Leia has. We also have a little bit of maybe Reva that's also kind of getting in there with her own Datacron. So you do have options. to kind of make it work. But again, just keep in mind, there aren't too many. It's basically like Kylo, even Kenobi struggling a little bit. So watch out. It's basically, it's kind of a trap. And again, we've highlighted this. So we're looking at Reva, Spirit of Kylo Ren, and right now we're not really seeing Grievous beat Leia like we were before. But again, crazy Datacron stuff here. Moving on. Let's go show you what we got cooking here next. Queen Amidala. Again, kind of looking at Bane, how to utilize your Bane this season. In general, Bane is looking a little sketchy. I had a pretty big boo-boo with Bane, but then he bounced back. But man, they are really sketchy battles. Bane versus Queen Amidala. As you can see, we have the Queen Amidala team lined up, about 50% win rate. So be careful of using Bane. It's kind of hit or miss here, especially with the Padawan Obi-Wan Datacron that they got cooking on. Also, other things to look at. When we look at, for example, other teams, yeah, Queen Amidala, if your Bane's not going to work, about 50% chance or so, you don't have a lot of ways to really handle it. Maybe a Master Kenobi, of course, but make sure you're using the Padme, because if you're using General Kenobi, you're going to get steamrolled, my friend. I was fortunate enough to get my Traya to work. This is my battle right down here. With the new support Datacron, my Savage was hitting hard. Nightsister able to get a good insta-kill. Don't know how consistent that is, but as we're seeing right now, not a lot of ways of handling it. It's basically hope that your Bane handles it, or you're going to have to opt for a Galactic Legend that could ignore that handmaiden decoy that they got going on. Yeah, another crazy one we got, 35% hold rate on Queen Amidala. Let's talk about Dark Trooper, Moff Gideon, and the brand new Night Trooper. A lot of questions. How is the Night Trooper affecting Gideon? And keep in mind, there's also a Datacron for Night Trooper, so we're really going to see a skew in the positive direction for Dark Trooper and the Night Trooper. Here's the Night Trooper with Gideon and a Datacron, 50% hold rate, or 51% win rate, basically, which means they're holding half the time here. And it just shows there's a difference. If you look at non-Night Trooper lineups here, you can see it's a pretty decent jump. So we're seeing that Night Trooper basically drops the win rates by another 25%, most notably making it more difficult for things like Radis to get the job done. As you can see, Radis kind of drops, has a big nosedive, but still looks like the Darth Malgus, Darth Revan teams, Bo-Katan can still handle them. But overall, we are seeing a pretty, also Reva and her crazy Datacrons. We're seeing the Night Trooper making a difference in 3v3 Grand Arena. And in 5v5, when you have more Imperial Remnants, Darth Bane as well, when you have more Imperial Remnants, I'm expecting this thing to be even scarier in 5v5. We've shown some gameplay of pre-Omicron with the Datacron Night Trooper in Squad Arena, and he's putting out some really heavy damage. So if you're going to see that Night Trooper lineup, looks like Malgus, Bo, Revas, again, expensive teams are going to be a way to handle that. And let's go move on to a couple other Galactic Legends I want to get on your radar here. Jedi Master Kenobi, luckily my opponents have not been setting that down. And, well, it makes my life easier because there's not a lot of ways of handling it. You can do a Kenobi mirror match. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is getting the job done. But beyond that, it is really complicated. And more notably, I want to let you guys know, because this worked last season, Darth Bane and Malik are not working this season. I was able to pretty much have 100% consistency last season with the previous Darth Bane Datacron versus Kenobi. 8%, I would walk away from them. You might be asking, is there any way of handling it? No, I just stay away. Kenobi versus Bane, not looking good in Bane's favor. So again, if you're fighting a Kenobi, you don't have too many options. Maybe Sith Eternal can get lucky with Darth Bane. 30% is not great, but otherwise, basically seems to be like a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren or Kenobi mirror match, or you're kind of busted at that point. Moving on. Let's keep moving, my friends. The next thing I want to show you guys is Raid Shadow Legends. Good news, great news. Star Killer's back on the menu for taking down Rey. However, hold on a second. However, I want to make it very clear that there is a chance things could get a bit more complicated with the Datacron. So let me go ahead and show you what happens if all of a sudden you throw on the tank Datacron. So again, I'm expecting we're going to see a lot of people start utilizing this, but if you go ahead, do Unexpected Resurgence, and then you throw on, for example, the tank Datacron. Let's see if we can find it here. Tank. This could make things a little bit more complicated. A little bit of a drop down from 70-some% down to 54%, especially things that are utilizing, for example, General Kenobi. Could get a little bit more problematic. Good news is Starkiller has healing immunity to try to ignore all that protection regen that bug Datacron has. But all I'm saying is just be careful. Not saying it's impossible, But if you're wondering, why can't I kill this tank? Check the Datacron. You might be walking straight into a trap, or it already might be too late. You're probably in the trap at that point. Jabba the Hutt. Something kind of interesting. This is kind of an inverse. We're seeing that bugged out Datacron benefiting a lot of other teams like Leia, as well as, for example, the raid teams that exist out there. Here's an interesting one. If you throw on that tank Datacron, we're noticing that Nightsisters are going up in terms of one-shot potential. There's a Datacron that you guys want to keep on your radar for taking down Jabba the Hutt, but I just want to show you, right now we're seeing, for example, 22% for Nightsisters. But if I go ahead and throw on the Datacron from the Unexpected Resurgence, and then I throw on the Bug Datacron that's currently going on this right here, we're seeing that the Nightsisters are actually going up 31%. A 1 in 3 chance for Nightsisters to win? Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Before we kind of nosedive into Nightsisters a little bit more, Bane's not looking too great up against them. Afra, unfortunately, even with their Datacrons, not looking the best versus Jabba at this particular moment. But I want to show you, also Starkiller not looking all that great right now. So it's kind of tough. But luckily, Nightsisters, guess what? They could ignore protection, and then they don't have to care about that bugged out Datacron. And as we're going to be seeing here, the biggest common denominator are the fact that both of these Datacron sets are great. We're seeing, for example, if you can ramp up the potency on the level 3, that's going to be a big deal. We're also seeing the support Datacron. More debuffs, which you're going to get a ton out there. You're going to get a lot more damage out of things like Asajj Ventress. So, again, keep that in mind. There are 2 solid Datacron sets that you got cooking right now, even with the max health, max protection gain. So keep that in mind. However, I have had some issues with Jabba with my Nightsisters. Maybe I had a bad run. I walked right into this attacker Datacron. Yeah, this one right here. I have walked into an issue with that Datacron, so keep in mind, if you're going to see that Datacron, Nightsisters are, again, a little bit sketchy. But just to show you, if you do see that Datacron, the bugged one, the tank, it's not that big of a problem for Nightsisters. And then lastly, before we hop into some crazy Saw Gerrera gameplay, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a heads up. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren got me a massive win on my main account this week, and my opponent just could not clear the wall. We're talking severe losses on my opponent's side. Not a lot of ways of handling them right now. Master Luke, no go. Even Kenobi, bit risky. You could do a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren mirror match. Maybe the Bane will lock in the job for you. Leia's not looking too great in this scenario. It's pretty much looking like you got to do Kenobi, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Maybe Bane's your best bet. Otherwise, not a lot of great ways of handling Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So if you have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, normally he's an offensive character. Now is the time to be utilizing him on defense. And if Bane doesn't win, it's not looking too good, people. You might be in what I like to call a bit of a problem. But now, with that said, those are kind of the biggest highlights I wanted to show you from this week of Grand Arena. Hopefully, this data and my experience will help you guys make better defenses, better offenses, and just watch out for those key traps that we highlighted. But let's go back to the main thing I wanted to bring to your attention, which was Saw Gerrera. We already showed the data. He's looking pretty solid on defense. Not a lot of non-galactic cheap not a lot of cheap non-galactic legend ways of handling the guy. And I just want to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what this will look like moving into 5v5 potentially. So again, the thing that makes this work, this right here. More debuffs equals more critical damage. So if there's teams that don't have a lot of ways of preventing critical damage, like Master Kenobi or Leia, they can prevent critical damage pretty easily. You're going to get blown away. So let me go ahead, just roll this, spam debuffs, and you're off to the race. And that's why this is so good on defense. It's kind of hard not to spam debuffs with this team. Sith Eternal's going to link up the 2 healthy guys, or they actually linked up Drogon there. That's actually okay. I was hoping they're going to go for Saw Gerrera, but mainly Kyle Katarn is going to be nuking out fools left and right. So we don't want to pop any big hits yet. We want to wait till we get more debuffs out there, which you've already have. You already got buff immunity because of all the buffs that are being granted by supports. That's already feeding us some damage. But for right now, look at it. We're already hitting for 35,000. But now watch this. Look at all of those debuffs. More debuffs. That is going to ramp up Kyle Katarn like crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and juice up Kyle Katarn. Go get it right here, buddy. Right here. Throw it out. And look at how much damage I'm already laying down. Wait till the next turn that we're going to get with Kyle Katarn. Yeah, it's going to get a little nutty. Let him throw down that isolate. Just out on throw basic right now. Almost there. All right. And watch me nuke out the team in 3, 2, 1. Catch that. Yeah, big damage. And they barely survived. They barely survived. Just get more debuffs out there. Wow. Just keep getting more debuffs. Eventually, we're going to get Kyle Katarn to do it again. Let's see. Who can I nuke out now? Oof. Man, you know what? Let's go nuke out. Can I get Malik out so we can stop getting the fear of me? Let me see. Let's see. He should have his damage ramped up, too. Yep. More debuffs. More debuffs coming out. That's fine. We just got to get this fear off me. Luckily, Malgus is now a non-issue. Oh, perfect. That helps me out a ton. So hopefully, let's see. Can I get a nice hit here? Let's see. Can I get a big hit? Oh, come on. I know you can do better than that. Get some more debuffs, hopefully. Let's go, basic. He's nuked out of here. Normally, I just nuke out the opposing team of Kyle Katarn ASAP. They're lucky it didn't happen this time. Maybe I didn't get enough debuffs out there, but basically, Sith Eternal's kind of, he's going to be down on his luck at this point. Oh, yeah. Can we just go ahead? Come on, big hit. Big hit. Yeah, this is a team you're going to want to use on defense in 3v3, 5v5, and if you want, I could see this even in offense doing work, but if you're going to get a team that's going to stop a lot of Galactic Legends and big teams, 13% win rate versus them, it's probably going to end up on defense. Let me see if I can squeeze in one more battle real quick. All right, we got Jabba the Hutt. No Datacron on this one. Again, I just want to show the damage potential that this team has. So let's go ahead and get down to work. Remember, Trude's also an attacker. I know, I sometimes forget myself. He gets some good damage out with his Datacron as well. All right, so we don't want to do anything until we get debuffs from Saw as well as Captain Rex. So for right now, we'll just even though it's good damage, we kind of want to stall this out a little bit. Let's wait. We need to get all those debuffs out there. Now we can probably should get Saw Gerrera in a moment. He's going to get his debuffs, and then hopefully next turn, we'll be able to get something good going on here. That's fine. Disarm on him. That's fine. All right, we need to get debuffs. All right, so Kyle Katarn, he's a ticking bomb, baby. Let's just get a small sample of the damage that we should probably be expecting here in a second. Yeah, just wait. Let this guy have his turn in a second. All right, they're going on Kyle. They don't want me to have that opportunity. He's still the boy. We still got a minute before Kyle Katarn gets turned. That speed down really is slowing us down. I wonder why they called speed down then, huh? All right, come on. All right, let's go ahead. Just keep working over here. Ooh, actually, I probably should have went over there on that Embo. He's got a lot of buffs cooking. All right, more debuffs coming in. All right, Kyle Katarn, you should be able to nuke this. You should be able to nuke this right now. All right. Keep in mind, Embo can't be critically hit, unfortunately, for this demonstration, but hopefully we get big daddy damage on the rest of them. Come on. Okay, and there you go. Let's just go ahead and heal up. Maybe I could try to get this Chrysanthemum out here, but again, just really trying to show the possibilities that this team's going to have down the road. Let's see, come on, let's see. Can we, oh, we lost Sharud. I was looking forward to him getting another solid hit there. Maybe Kyle Katarn could do me the honors. All right, Basic, how much damage you got on you? Oh, you're not even critting right now. All right, so there we go. There looks like the bombs got him nuked out here. Okay, all right, hold on. Let's see. Come on, come on. Let me see if I can, here, give me some more debuffs. Come on. Hold on. Let's see. Come on. All right, let's see. I don't know. Connect. Again, we can't crit him. He's hanging in there. He's hanging in there right now. I think those thermal detonators are probably going to do me no good here in a second. Oh, I didn't even realize we had a blind on me here. All right, and it looks like we're about to go down here in a second. We have one more chance, and he's down. Hey, there you go. Didn't even work, and Jabba didn't even have a Datacron. So, again, I think this team should probably be on defense still. I don't know if I'm going to use this on offense, but even so, if someone's throwing a Jabba at this, and this is what their team is looking like, and yeah, keep in mind, this is great on defense. Don't be sleeping on it. If you have a level 6 laying around, and a lot of you guys have Saw Gerrera, Kyle Katarn, Captain Rex, this is something that should be on your radar. And that's going to wrap it up for today, ladies, gentlemen, Gungans, droids, all you fantastic people. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Best of luck as we continue through this crazy season of Grand Arena. But no matter how crazy it gets out there, always remember, around this part of town, it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.